What I noticed specifically, since PTE had the changes in the middle of November, many students who used to get 90 or 80 plus are now getting lower scores. Or people that naturally struggle with speaking find their scores dropped even more. So, what's the reason? Hey, everybody, welcome back to Dream English, your favorite PTE preparation channel. My name is Alex. As always, I'm excited to be in front of you again. So today, we're going to talk about the section that's the biggest puzzle for most people. Speaking. Why speaking? Some of you are getting 90, and if you're getting 90, you wouldn't be watching this video. And sometimes it seems like one of your friends or cousins can't even speak proper English. Their grammar is not that good. Maybe they stutter or they have a really strong accent compared to you. They always get 90. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video, you may have a speaking issue that you need to fix. Maybe it's content, maybe it's speed, maybe it's pronunciation, maybe it's fluency, but I'm going to cover this today and hopefully help you figure out how to fix it and how to puzzle it all together. So, if you're watching this video, you're probably frustrated with your speaking, okay? And what I noticed specifically, since PTE had the changes in the middle of November, many students who used to get 90 or 80 plus are now getting lower scores. Or people that naturally struggle with speaking find their scores dropped even more. So what's the reason? As you guys know, they use artificial intelligence, and there's always an update, there's always an improvement in how the computer assesses your speaking ability. So when they started, it wasn't that advanced. But the more people and the more samples they have of people's voices giving the exam, they know what a 90 should sound like, and they know what a 70 should sound like, and they know what a 60 should sound like. But don't get discouraged. You're still dealing with a computer, so there's ways around it. Now, the biggest thing I want to cover today is the difference in speed in different speaking parts. And in the class, that's the question I get a lot. Do I speak the same way for read aloud? Do I copy their pause and their intonation and repeat sentence? Can I breathe in describe image? Now, what do I do with retell lecture, right? Probably you came across some of those questions as well. And the biggest thing that students overlook when they perform in their speaking is the speed. So that's what we're going to cover today. And I'm going to show you some things here on my screen, hopefully to help you understand that a little bit more. Okay, now imagine that we have this line that would represent the speed of somebody speaking. So let's say that 0 is you're literally not even talking or you're barely talking. And let's make this a 10 where you're talking extremely fast. So this is extremely slow, and this would be as fast as you possibly can, like nonstop, right? And of course, in the middle, this would be somewhere around your normal speed. So before I actually explain to you what fits where, let me bring something to your attention. And that's something that I talked about in one of the previous videos, is where does content actually matter in your speaking section? So in read aloud, the content matters a lot because it also contributes marks in your reading section. In repeat sentences, content matters a lot as well because a lot of your marks go to your listening. In describe image, if you're worried about your pronunciation especially, we don't need to worry so much because it only gives us marks in speaking. Then we have our retell lecture, which of course also contributes marks in listening. And then we have answer short questions that barely affects your speaking, as long as you say something, right? But it will give you some marks in your listening. So those are the main components. Of course, we need to adjust accordingly. So let me get a few things out of the way first. Describe image. We don't worry about the content so much. We don't worry about pronunciation so much. The only content that's important is that you're actually reading the words from the picture. You're not saying this is a beautiful image, it's got red, blue, and yellow color, and yellow is your favorite color, and you're repeating the same thing again and again. That's nonsense, okay? You need to actually pick the words from the picture because that's one of the things the computer is programmed to look for. So for described image, because of that, we're going to place it somewhere over here, which is, let's say, an 8 or 9 out of 10. So if I'm not following a format, and we personally do, you might use a format as well. But if I'm not following a format and I'm just doing a random described image, I would say something like this. I've got an image, which is a bar graph in front of me, and the title of this image is blah, 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 blah. I can see different units, such as percentages and millimeters for different years, such as 1990, 1995, and 2000. In the first year, it's visible that the percentage is such and such, and the centimeters are such and such. Again, I'm just freestyling this. Don't actually copy this, but I'm showing you that I'm going fast, I'm going nonstop, and I only have enough time to take quick breaths in between. And yes, I am breathing, and you should as well. It's very important. It's just a quick breath, and then you continue talking. So that's why described image, we're going to place it really, really fast. It's all about your fluency. Now, let's move on to the next one that we can eliminate, which is answer short questions. Okay? Look, answer short questions, just give an answer. Even if it's wrong or not, you're going to get some marks in your speaking just for giving the answers. Of course, there's different techniques of what you can do if you don't know the answer. But if you give the answer, you're going to get some marks in speaking. And for listening as well, we don't really worry about the speed because your answer is, couple words. I think it's called Monday, or the answer is breakfast, or it could be the sunshine. So just a couple words, as long as you're not saying sunshine, as long as you're not saying the word so quickly that the system can't pick it up, we don't worry about it. So I'm not even going to bother to put it on here. You're going to speak in your normal way. Now, this is where we go to the next task that everybody hates because it's difficult, including myself, but that's repeat sentence. Now, for repeat sentences, you're not speaking for a long time. You're speaking only for one sentence, 10 words, 12, 13, 8, something like that, right? I'm not going to bother to put it on this chart because the sample, the time for which you speak isn't long enough. All I'm going to tell you for now is that speak in your normal way, okay? You can't speak too fast, of course, but because fluency is important, you're not also going to drag it out and say word by word. You're not going to say, today's lecture material was postponed to the next class. That's obviously too slow. So it's important to get the right content, the right words, but just speak in your normal way. Today's lecture material will be presented next class. So that one is settled, okay? I'm going to cross it out for now. The other two important tasks where your speed actually matters a lot is read aloud and your retell lecture, okay? So let's start with read aloud. And just a quick side note, just a quick preface, just a heads up, it's still going to vary person to person. I get some students that got a stutter. I got other students that speak so fast. I got certain individuals that pronounce the R letter really, really hard every time. And of course, I have to deal with it in a different way. I'm just saying for the person who's got decent English, normal level English, you don't have any major speech impediments or deficits, you're not stuttering, or you don't have like a really thick accent that nobody can understand. That's most of you. You have normal level of English. So the average advice for read aloud is to go faster than your normal speed, because typically our normal speed is a little bit too slow and you'd be lacking fluency. But I'm going to put it somewhere over here, okay? And let's say our read aloud is going to be a 6 to 7 out of 10. A 6 to 7 out of 10. A little bit faster than your normal speed. What does that mean? If the text is harder, so you got 35, 40 seconds to prepare, you can prepare and see that some of the words are like medical, or they're tongue twisters, or they're really complex and they're hard. In that case, you can go a little bit slower as long as you are still maintaining your fluency and not breaking up between the words too much. You see what I just did there, right? As long as you are not doing this in your read aloud. As long as you are still maintaining your fluency and not breaking up between the words too much. as long as you are not doing this in your read aloud. So I just showed you what to do, right? I can speak a sentence slower but maintain my fluency, but I can also speed up. So if the words are hard, you go a little bit slower, but you maintain the flow. If the text is easy, you can go a little bit faster. So let me just give you a sample. I'm just gonna make it up on the spot, okay? And let's say, for example, wait. Before we continue with this video, I just need 15 seconds of your time. We've been working on a lot of new things, a lot of new materials, a lot of new updates and software for you guys. We're gonna announce it very soon, but if you ever wanna stay up to date, check the description of this video and please make sure to check the comments, specifically the pinned comment. This is where we leave you with some extra resources, links to what we've been up to, our contact details if you need any extra help with your exam. So please make sure to like this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and check out how to contact us or what are the new updates that we are bringing you fresh in the pinned comment and in the description of this video. Now back to the lesson. Thank you. This is the sentence, okay? The question in front of me is read aloud, and I'm gonna make sure that I read it at a normal speed that the computer can understand. The question in front of me is read aloud, and I'm gonna make sure that I can read it at a speed that the computer can understand. So you see that was a little bit slower. That's my 6 out of 10. But there's no interruption between the words. There's no cutting and resuming and pausing. Now I'm gonna do a similar sentence again, a little bit faster, right? The question in front of me is read aloud, and I'm gonna make sure to read it a little bit faster. But the truth is, the speed is not manageable for many people, myself inclusive, if I get a really hard medical term or physics term or any, hard terminology with complex words. So imagine you're driving 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, which is the maximum in most places, right? Here, you want to be going on a normal street, you want to be going 60 to 70 kilometers an hour. Just whatever speed you pick, make sure you maintain the same pace throughout. Not speed up and slow down, speed up and slow down. Maintain the same pace consistently. And another quick tip, a mistake I notice with many students, they start out really fast. The question in front of me is read aloud, and then they tend to get stuck, and then they start to increase the speed again, and then they get stuck again, and they want to catch up again, and then they get... You see what I did there? Replay it again, okay? I'm showing you that if you pick a pace that's way too fast and it's not manageable, and then you get stuck, and then you try to increase the speed to catch up and you get stuck again, that's a recipe for disaster. So you should be checking the preparation time. How hard is the text? Pick a comfortable pace, slightly faster than your normal speed, and maintain that throughout your whole read aloud, okay? And retell lecture is the final one here. So keep in mind, retell lecture gives you marks equally between your listening and your speaking. And by the way, that's the same for read aloud. So likewise, we need to find a balance between our fluency and speed, but also the content. So I'm gonna place it for the same reason, just like my read aloud, okay, at a 6 to 7 out of 10. 6 to 7 out of 10. Once again, normal speed is too slow for most people in this exam if you want to get a high fluency score. But content here is important, and your notes specifically is what contributes marks in your listening section. So I wanted to give you an example. Let's say that, bear with me for a second. Let's say that you are speaking and you're doing a Google voice search, right? Or a Siri voice search, or whichever software you use. Try that right now. If you go, hey Siri, what is the nearest supermarket next to me? Siri might pick up Siri, supermarket, and that's it, right? So in this case, it may still show you the nearest supermarkets, but because you spoke so fast, they won't pick up what you're saying. It's too quick. But if you go too slow and you're reading each word one by one, that's not fluent. So for the same reason, retell lecture is going to be 6 to 7 out of 10. You need to make sure you maintain the same pace, and you need to make sure that the words are clear enough that the computer can understand them. So just like I did read aloud, let's say that let's say that I have a sticky note here, okay? Let's say that I'm doing retell lecture and these are my notes, okay? The speaker was giving a lecture about Dream English. Firstly, he mentioned 3 new people and post 1 video and platform and update the audios. Secondly, he also mentioned la 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 and la 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 and la la la. Of course, I'm doing this random. I don't have any proper notes, so I'm just piecing the words together that I have here as a sentence. But when you have proper notes, you would do it in a proper way. So guys, this is it for this video. Wanted to keep it not too long, but informative enough. Let's recap. Let's do a summary. In the beginning, your read aloud speed is going to be 6 to 7 out of 10. If the text is hard, 7 out of 10 is not possible. So you're going to go at 6 out of 10. If it's easier, you can increase the speed a little bit, but whatever pace you picked, you have to keep it consistent throughout the whole question. Repeat sentences, just speak in your normal way. Okay, just repeat the sentence without any pauses in between. Describe image. Fast, non-stop, don't care about your pronunciation, but make sure that you're using the words in the picture and not some nonsense. We personally recommend using a format. That's what we teach our students. And retell lecture is going to be similar to your read aloud because the notes contribute to your listening, but of course your fluency contributes to your speaking. So you're going to go a 6 to 7 out of 10, depending on maybe how easily you can read your notes without getting stuck, but that's going to depend on you. And answer short questions doesn't really matter. Just don't stay silent. At least make sure to give an answer. So this is it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful and I will catch you in the next one. Stay tuned with any new updates. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to check the video description for any links to anything I talk about here. And check the comments, read the pinned comment. This is where we give you updates with all the latest news and so on. Any classes we have available or our contact details if you need some extra advice to help you with your exam. So that's it. I will see you next time. Good luck with your speaking.